Thomas, and I will be demonstrating to you today how to clean fish. Here I have 3 fish that I caught during the fishing season. This is a silver bass, 1 rock bass, and 1 white bass. I will demonstrate to you how to clean this fish, and when I'm done with this demonstration, these 3 fish will look like this 1 fish that has already been cleaned. No scales on either side and butterflies to look like this. But before you begin to clean your fish, you will need a couple of tools. The tools that you will need is 1 wet rag, a piece of newspaper, 1 plastic bag, 1 knife, 1 spoon, and 2 bowls. 1 bowl is going to be for your clean fish, and the other bowl is going to have water in it, in which I'm going to put in now, and that's going to be to rinse the fish off and free of scales so that everything will be clean once you put it into the other bowl. Next, you'll have to find a place to clean your fish, so if you will follow me outside while I demonstrate to you how to clean this fish, we will be done with a few easy steps. So as you see, we don't have a big table out here, so I'm just going to place everything on the porch in a nice little position so that I can prepare to clean it. But first, I'm going to put on my apron because it's going to be kind of gross. So, I'm going to start by laying out my newspaper so that I can place my fish on the newspaper one at a time and clean them one by one. I have a small piece of paper here because they're small fish. It's kind of windy, so I'm going to place the bowl with the water in it so that everything is all set and in place. Here's the fish and my other tools that I will need to clean this fish. So, bear with me because it's a little cold outside, but I'm going to try to get through this demonstration as quickly as possible. I'm going to start by laying each of the fish flat down on a piece of paper, giving a little space in between. Actually, I'm going to turn them the opposite way. The reason for this is so that the scales can pop this way when I start to clean. So I will start up here at the closest one to the camera so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm holding from the tail to the head, and I'm pulling back with the spoon all the way to the back, clearing all of the scales off of the fish in a light, gentle motion, all the way to the back. Only takes a couple of times. As you see, those are scale-free. Turn it over, and we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side of the fish. Just pull the spoon back a couple times until you get the scales off. Okay, now I will go on to the rock bass. Do it the same way. You just hold the fish slightly, and you pull back until all the scales are off the fish. This is why I chose to come outside, because had I done it in the house, then scales would be all over my kitchen, and I don't want to clean that up. So, I'm almost done with this one. Now on to the third one. This one is also free of scales. On to the third fish. Same thing. Just complete the same steps. Start at the back. Pull your spoon up toward the front head of the fish. Once that one is done, you turn it over. Same step. Now, first step is done. I'm done scaling the fish. Now I will put each fish into the water, as so, making it where all the scales that were on the fish are off the fish so that they don't come back on the fish. I will then take the fish and put it on the opposite side of the paper where there aren't any scales. And I will do that until each fish is free of scales. Now, purpose for the rag is to wipe your hands so that you can continue, and you'll have a little bit more grip on the knife, because now here comes the gross part. Okay, I will start here with the fish. And now what I'm going to do is cut the head off the fish so that I can get the guts out of the fish. So I'll hold the fish gently by the side, take the knife at the top of the head, and I will cut down gently and pull it apart. So now the head is separated from the fish. Now, the purpose of the bag was to dispose of all of your stuff that you're not going to use, which is going to be the head. So I'll throw the head away. And I will continue this step until I have all the heads off of each fish. Oh, the guts came out of this one. It does that sometimes, but that's okay. That's okay. So I'll throw those away. No need to rinse the fish off over again because now I have to go to the third step, which is going to be cutting the fish open so that I can remove what you just saw, which is the stomach, the guts, and all the ooky stuff, has to come out of the fish. So I will turn the fish back around the same way I had them when I cleaned them because there's a small insertion point here. I'm not quite sure if you can see that insertion point, but there's a small insertion point on each of the fish. On each of the fish there. And that's where the knife is going to go, and you're going to start your first little cut. So at that small insertion point, you're going to stick the knife inside about a ½ inch and pull the knife gently towards you in a light motion until the fish is split open as so. And as you can see, here's all the stuff that you will not need within the fish, which is the guts and the stomach and all that kind of stuff. And you just gently slide it out as so until you get as much of it off as you can, or out as you can, should I say, because you have to rinse it again, and then you also have to wash it after you butterfly it and cut it. So I will carry on to the second fish, and it's the same motion, right into the insertion point, and just slice it, just like you're slicing a piece of bread or something. Very simple. It's not hard at all. And once again, those are the guts, stomach, and all the part of the fish that you will not need. And you just pull it out like so. And that's fish number 2. Then we'll go for fish number 3. It's kind of sticking to the paper because it's getting kind of dry. But however, I'm going to make a little bit more room right here. You hear my granddaughter calling me. It's time for me to go in the house, but I'm going to try to finish this demonstration as quickly as possible. This one, the insertion point wasn't as far down because it's a smaller fish, but you can still serve for the same purpose. You get the guts out, in which actually those guts came out of this fish, as you can see when I cut the head off, so it's not too many in here. But you just pull the extra stuff out that you don't need, like I said. And once you do that, you rinse the fish again. So I will put each of the fish back into the bucket. I think I'm running into a little problem here. I'm going to need a little bit more paper, but I'm going to fold this paper over and make way for what I have. Then, now, we'll remove each fish back out of the water. And yes, I used the same water because the scales are now at the bottom and they're not still on the fish, but you just want to rinse any extra stuff that you have on there off. Here's my clean bowl for the clean fish. Now, once I have took the guts and stuff out from the inside of the fish, now I'm going to butterfly the fish, which, where that insertion point was, there's a bone that goes from the back of the fin on this fish. When you have the fish laying down, as so, I'm going to take the knife, and I'm going to start here at this point in the fish, and I'm going to go the opposite direction. This one is giving me a hard time. An opposite direction to the back until I can get the fish almost open like this, so that it's like, what do you call it? It's just open. It's open enough where I can see the direct bone in the back. Then I will take the knife down the side of the bone, like so. And then back to the tail, in which now this is a butterflied fish. That's how you cut the fish. Now the fish still has to be clean because I only took the stomach and stuff out. I would do the same thing and repeat that same step with the other fish. Then it's a back motion to the back. That one did it like I wanted to do. Then you go down the side of the bone, in which I was trying to show you on the first one, but it didn't want to cooperate. And then you split it like so. And now that's a butterfly fish. Do the same thing with the final fish. Straight to the back, open it up, and right down the side of the bone. And that is how to butterfly a fish. Now the final step is to place the fish into the clean bowl. Gather up all of your things that you had. Well, actually, I'm going to pour the water out since I'm outside. That way I don't have it in my house. Wipe my hands off a little bit. Put my spoon and the bowl that I had the fish in back inside. Throw the rag in there. I'm going to grab a newspaper that has all my scales in it and all the guts in it, and I'm going to throw it in the trash bag to put in the big garbage dumpster at a later time because we have got fish to clean. So if you will follow me back into the house while we clean the fish, and we will be finished with the demonstrational speech on how to clean fish. A couple of things that you have to do after you scale the fish, cut the heads off, gut it, butterfly it, and bring it into the house. Okay, as you notice, there's still a little blood inside the fish, right there. That's part of right up against the backbone. So, it's a few simple things that you can do. You run cold water, you take a fork at that point, and you just go straight down the back of the bone with the cold water running under it, and you just scrape it until it comes off. And then you just rinse the fish. You rinse it off on both sides, rinse it really good on the inside, like that. And then you do the same step with the other fish until you have all the fish totally clean. So it's just a couple of scrapes, and it just comes right out because it's really just like kind of slimy, so it really comes right out. And then you just take your hands and go over it a couple times until you make sure that it's all free of all the red stuff. Then your fish will be nice and clean and safe for you to season up and fry. I'm just going to go over this one more time because I think I missed the spot, which I did. And this is the third and final fish. You can see right up against the bone. Just take your knife and scrape down with the water running gently underneath it because you don't want to tear up the fleshy part of the meat when you're doing it. So just do it like that, and like I said, just take your fingers and all the extra that's on there, you just pull it out like so. In which if I was at the fish market or something, I would have the proper tools, but considering I'm not, then you use what you have. And a fork, a spoon, and a knife works for me. So, now, in the beginning of this demonstration, I showed you one fish that was already clean, that I had cleaned prior to the demonstration, and here it is. And these are the 3 fish that I just demonstrated cleaning to you. And each one of them are clean, clean, and clean. Now all you have to do is season them up, get you some hot grease on the stove with some cornmeal, and fry them up and eat them. Thank you. It has been nice showing you how to clean fish. Have a great day. The fish for this demonstrational speech, I think I'm going to have to fry some because my granddaughter here wants some fish. You want fish, Mariah? You want fish? Do you want to eat fish for dinner? Okay, so we're going to fry some fish for dinner because she wants to have some fish. Do you want to see fish too? Yeah. Mariah wants to see the fish that Grandma just cleaned. Look. What is that? Fish. Yeah. Fish. So we're going to have fish. So it's been nice showing you how to clean fish. Now I'm going to fry some fish for Miss Mariah.
Thank you, guys.